People with schizophrenia, people try to relate them to old things. So it's like when they make art, he'll be writing, but it's like you don't want to keep making art and like bothering people because when the guy, if you social and you talk about things, someone could release a movie and you could be social because but someone will say, "Oh, we want to be seen." People doodle in the corner will try to be seen saying trying to steal my identity. So they'll say like a movies hadn't been released, music hasn't been released, but people will say that they're not social because people will claim that when you could talk about things about like a movie being released and it will relate to the latest times. You see, so someone will say, "Oh, talk about me. I don't even know you." You see, so people will like with schizophrenia, we will be threatened to be murdered because people will try to see in secret things that they want to talk about, but they don't want to be part of their tribe when they think that they try to isolate people and talk about things that they say don't relate to their womanhood or their father or their genealogy or their family or their culture or their program that they're enrolled in. But then they'll get offended because like the police officer, like some courtroom will say it's like spazazzy zazzy, and then they'll say, "Oh, he can't be in there because he black," because the officer couldn't endanger himself. But like he'll say, "Oh, Maurice, this is the Amazon," but like you do want to point out like people will try to complicate things. But if you don't want to get old information all the time, Prince of Egypt, old things. So if you talk about something that's present, it will be something in the present, but it won't be something that someone tries to steal someone saying that they have illness because they wouldn't allow them to put them in the past or try to relate them to old things or try to link them in secret to something that they claim couldn't be proven because they'll say that they never existed at a certain time when you could like when he was cut off from his head was literally bulged in secret in a satanic way, not yours. So people would worship the devil and try to be in secret saying be social because when the boy had his life they try to cut him off and say that they were some type of ancient people, ancient tribe trying to see in secret things that didn't go on in the world, trying to secure themselves, being lesbians and fags, trying to make people afraid of them because they'll try to make a culture off a boy who they claim wasn't in council, but they're still stalking him, trying to make things present off of relief. When you wanna, if you watch something on the thing and you feel good about socialness. You don't have to worry about things. So people with schizophrenia will have fear because people will try to say, "Oh, I'm in the present." Oh, they won't realize that things will relate to the boy's life, but they'll say, "Oh, I was in secret," or "Oh, I'm trying to do secret things." Because when the people are social, it's like people will talk about things in the present, but someone will be sexed out, someone will have crabs, someone will try to relate to a certain secret tribe and say they want to talk about things in isolation of things that don't relate to their realm, trying to isolate a boy because they'll claim that they wanted to see in secret at a time they want to isolate the boy with Illinois SNAP benefits and public schools because they claim that they wanted to get a nasty spirit in secret, trying to attack him because they were old and nasty, trying to say that God can't prove things because they'll say that Jesus was not in control and he's not social because they'll say, "Oh, we see in secret," and try to use people's identity they claim didn't exist to try to harass the boy to be seen when they say they wanted him to be social because they claim the people who they try to offend weren't social at a time when they're stalking people saying that they didn't exist at a certain time when they wanted it to be seen and but they didn't go through the things after he was done. He still built his life, but they were getting offended saying it's not fair because it's not true that they were in secret trying to be seen because when they try to isolate the boy and make him fear them, they try to use witchcraft and say he had schizophrenia. But when he knocked you the fuck out, you didn't like it and wanted to get in real life because you realized you got exposed. But he couldn't have friends because someone used a satanic attack saying that he was crazy, thinking people could read his thoughts and thinking that he couldn't talk to people about it because nobody was aware. At a time they claimed that he was crazy because you wouldn't acknowledge your sexual belief with your fat big bookie girls at a time when you claim he couldn't get a wife or there was some type of social thing he couldn't prove in his heart because you claim it didn't matter in secret when you said that you were going to murder people because your grandma wasn't part of a tribe, when you say a courtroom can't see the difference because you claim that you can't see in secret because you claim that the boy was drop eye hallucination, but you claim you were still stalking him because you claim there was no reality in the world because you use witchcraft, but you claim if it was true, he would have broke free, but you claim he thought people was hearing voices because you claim that you were trying to be in secret at a time. You claim you were called a dress to your face, but you claim that you're so tough and gangster and want to be seen because you couldn't be in secret no more, isolated nigga. But it was he went through things that he could be isolated because you try to make him respond to you by isolating him with a nasty spirit because you thought it was funny. So at what point were your eyes open and you were exposed, but you claim that the boy has to respond because you thought you can just still hide in secret with your nasty device and tell people he was ill because he couldn't find his tribe because you wanted to isolate him because you were German and Femi, but you say you didn't exist when you try to